Welcome to War Thunder with Subdude. How y'all doing today? Well, I made a video not too long ago, yesterday, that basically I was complaining about the Westland Whirlwind and it being at a battle rating of 4.3 in Tier 3, where it really does not belong. The performance of the aircraft is nowhere near up to being a third rank battle rating 4.3 aircraft. And just to prove how poorly situated it is, here's the BF-110 G2 at battle rating 3.7 with 6 cannons, 4 20 millimeters, 2 30 millimeters. And it's faster than the Whirlwind. So, one of these is out of place. Well, let's take a look at the BF-110 C7. 3.0 battle rating. Only 2 cannons, but to back it up, you've got 4 7.92 millimeter machine guns. And oh my goodness, it's got 360 rounds for those 2 cannons versus 240 rounds for 4 cannons on the Whirlwind. But it's also got 4,000 rounds of 7.92 millimeter. This plane can stay in the battle for quite some time. Plus, it's got a tail gunner. Well, that's the least of the BF-110s. And all of them are pretty comparable as far as speed goes. 348 miles an hour for the oldest of them, the C7. The G2 is actually considerably faster at 370 miles an hour. And I do believe it can get to a higher altitude. But let's just go to a Tier 3 aircraft, actually Tier 4. This is the HE 219. 219. 219 carries 2 30 millimeter Mark 10 or MK 108 cannons, 2 MK 103 30 millimeter cannons, and 2 20 millimeter MG 151 cannons, with a grand total of 1,000 rounds. 200, 200, and 600. This plane is at a 4.3 battle rating. Gee, something's amiss here. Well, let's take a look at something else. The other heavy fighter that I love to play with is this plane. TA-154, battle rating 4.3. 2 MK-108 30 millimeter cannons and 2 MG-151 20 millimeter cannons, with a grand total of 620 rounds of ammunition. And it is a lot faster. And it has a battle rating of 4.3. Are you catching what I'm saying here? We've got planes that are equal or better in weapons loadout, and I do mean much better, that are at much lower battle ratings than the poor, dilapidated Whirlwind, which is also older than one of them. And that one that is older than, or that is older than it, is the BF-110 C series. Now, the Beaufighter is more heavily armed. The Mosquito is more heavily armed. Americans really didn't get into the heavy fighter range until they got to the P-61s. Now, these had 420s and 450s, so I would call them more heavily armed and comparable speed. The A1 has a slightly less climb rate, but if we go to the, where are you? My goodness. There you are. The C1, we have a considerable jump in speed, not to mention climb rate. And even though the ammo doesn't really change, you still have the same 4 20mm cannons and 450 calibers. You have a much better overall aircraft, and it can carry bombs. And again, 4.0 battle rating, not as high as the Whirlwind at 4.3, where it should not be. Now, this is just my opinion, so anyone can take it for what they wish, but the Whirlwind is definitely way over tier. Here's a rank 1 aircraft that is considerably closer to where the Whirlwind should be. It has 2 20mm cannons and 2 7.62 Shivkas machine guns with 300 rounds of 20mm and 1,000 rounds of machine gun rounds. So, should this have a higher battle rating? Well, if you go by Gaijin's treatment of the Brits, yes, it should. But this is a Russian plane, so no, it's going to stay low. Here's another one. The I-129. Beautiful plane. I actually do like flying this one. 2 20mm cannons, 3 7.62 Shivkas machine guns. 240 rounds of the cannon rounds in only 2 guns, mind you, so it can shoot longer. And the ammo of the machine guns is 2,700 rounds. So even after you run out of 20mm, you can still stay in the fight. Battle rating 2.3 or 2.7. Not looking real good for that Brit Whirlwind. Whirlwind is definitely out of place. It should be down in rank 3, or excuse me, rank 2, and it should have a battle rating of no more than 3, maybe 3.3 for the weapons that it has. It should be just below, well, the Beaufighter Mark 6C, I would say, is a better plane, even though it is slightly slower and climbs less, because it carries more ammo. It has the same guns, and as far as I'm concerned, it's a better plane. It's more rugged. Whirlwind is, well, it's a blowhard, not a Whirlwind. So, Gaijin, I really think you need to re-evaluate where you've got the Whirlwind. And it needs to be adjusted radically downwards. Now I know that's going to tick some people off, but I'm sure there's going to be a lot more people that are going to be a lot happier that it got moved down, because it is definitely not a rank 3, battle rating 4.3 aircraft. By the way, I did get a shoot down, even though somebody else stole the kill, because I only shot the tail off the target. It had no elevators or rudder, and somebody came along and decided they'd put some bullets into the cockpit long after I had already killed it. And I was none too pleased about that. And it didn't even give me an assist. That's the worst part. Ah well. Life goes on, and then you make lemonade. This Subdude signing out. Y'all have a pleasant today, a better tomorrow, and don't go stealing my kills, please. Thank you. Have a nice night. Bye-bye.